What are you doing about it though? Like, are you gonna keep talking, or like what's gonna happen? Like, what are we doing? Because no, you're 4 years older than me. Like, you're a grandma. Go sit down and have your chamomile tea and watch an episode of Golden Girls. Like, why are you coming at me? Also, we're not friends and you're not my parent. Like, you can't tell me what I can and can't do, period. Point blank, chapter closed, story's over. Court is not in session anymore. Talk about how Alexis Jada commented on my video. You guys, I literally, I sort of got, I manifested it. On my last video, I was like, if Alexis Jada ever were to see my videos or ever comment on them, like, my life would be made, like Christmas would come early. And she freaking commented on it. Oh my god, like, I literally get, I love her so much. If you guys don't watch Alexis Jada, go watch her. Nikki Glamour, Calling for Snow, got the name right this time, Sam. Oh That's T, Robin Banks, Life with Simone, like all those people, Jimmy P, like go watch all of their story times. Amazing content creators. So much drama ends up happening. She ends up like texting him, cursing him out. She's texting me, cursing him out. Even he said, he's like, I don't understand why she's mad at you because she told you it was okay. And he's like, but he was a little shit because he was secretly like giving her like a little fish hook just to have her like hanging on, and then every time she'd go to bite it, he would like take the fucking fishing pole away, like little things like that. But then he was telling me they weren't like talking anymore and they were done, and then she was telling me the same thing, but that she still liked him. It was so confusing. And honestly, if I was the Dakota that I was now, I would have been like, this is just too messy, let me just back the fuck out altogether. But I wasn't that person back then, and I was desperate for love and validation, so I continued talking to him. I'm like, you know what, no, like, sorry, but at the end of the day, like, you're not gonna tell me what I can and can't do. So she's texting me every single day, cursing me out every single day, telling me that I'm not shit, that when I get back to school that it's over for me, that when she sees me it's on sight. Like, she didn't say it like that, she was a little white girl, but like I mean, I am too, but like, I'm seasoned, like, yeah. So anyway, she was gorgeous, and her body was nice too. Like, she was very pretty, like very Brooke was gorgeous. Like, probably to this day, I don't know, I haven't looked at her stuff in years, I don't care to, but she was freaking gorgeous. So basically, I finished out my winter break. I continued to hang out with Caesar, and I'm just like, this is gonna blow over. Like, this is just stupid. It's just stupid drama. It's gonna blow over. Well, let me just tell you that that shit did not blow over, and that I did not know what I was gonna be walking into Monday morning when I went to homeroom. I just realized, like, from all these past high school stories, all of the drama happened in homeroom. Like, that stuff with Peter. So basically, what ended up happening was, I get ready that morning, I go to school, I'm minding my business. I'm in homeroom, and I was talking to, what did I name her in the last video? Maddie. I was talking to Maddie. Maddie came up to me and talked to me, and it was just like, how's your winter break? If you guys, Maddie is the one from the last video. If you guys don't know who Maddie is, Maddie was the one from the last video. And we were just talking, and she's like, how was your winter break? How have you been? And we were just like chit-chatting here and there. Like, let me remind you also, this was after the whole thing with Alicia Cassandra had happened, or how I told you guys we were having like that Christmas assembly, and then after that was winter break. So it was a little bit after that. So after winter break, that drama like a little bit kind of went down, but me and Maddie had become closer. Maddie and Brooke were friends though. They were those two girls in that friend group, that girl group, that would pretend to be friends with Alicia Cassandra during lunch, and then they wouldn't if they were like ever in the hallways or anything, and then Maddie ended up just hating her because she hooked up with Peter. My stories are so tea-full. Basically, I'm talking to her, minding my motherfucking business, as I always do. Comes in, like, slams her purse down and is like, Maddie,
why are you talking to that whore?
And Maddie looks at her, she's like, what? And she's like,
why are you talking to that whore?
I just look at Maddie and I look at Brooke, and I'm like, this is one of those things where it's just like, is this really happening? Ashton, cut the cameras. Like, cut the cameras. What is going on right now? And she was serious. And I guess Maddie had no idea about me and Caesar talking or about any of that. She was just an innocent bystander. So Maddie was like, I'm gonna go back to my seat. Like, I see something happening and I don't know what's gonna happen. Face right now. And Brooke looks at me and she's like,
why haven't you been answering any of my text messages?
Because after this, I just completely like stopped answering her. Like, she was annoying the crap out of me, always texting me.
Because you need to shut the fuck up. This is some real shit right here. This is real shit.
I don't know. She just had issues. So I stopped answering her after a while because I was like,
stop it. Get some help.
Like, there's nothing to talk about. Like, you don't like me.
I don't like you. Why don't you like me?
Even though you told me that it was okay if I talked to Caesar, now you're deciding you don't like me. Like, that's your problem. Like, be mad. Like, be mad. I don't care. And she's just like, going off. Can't believe that you're still talking to him, X, Y, and Z. Like, just being like, so rude. So freaking rude.
Rude. Are you kidding me? I swear to God. Don't be fucking rude.
And everybody heard her when she's like, why are you talking to that horse? So everybody looked over and their face was like, I get past homeroom and Caesar texts me. He goes, are you okay? I just heard what happened. And I'm like, how did you hear what happened? It literally just happened. I don't even know what happened. I'm still here analyzing it. And I guess one of the guys, like, from homeroom texted him and told him what happened, and I was like, I'm good. I was like, she could be mad. Like, I don't care. Like, at this point, like, be mad, stay mad, you're mad. Like, your press is a panini because you told me that I could do something and then now you're saying I can't. And also, we're not friends and you're not my parent. Like, you can't tell me what I can and can't do, period. Point blank, chapter closed, story's over. Court is not in session anymore. I think, yeah, we had the same gym period, so she was making comments in there too. And then the same lunch period as well. So we had this thing called the pond hole. The pond hole was where you parked all your cars. And then you would walk up a staircase and then you would have the school right there. So I was walking back from lunch and she was friends with a couple of the girls in the senior class and we were freshmen. And so when I was walking up from the pond hole, this like group of like 3 girls, which like, first of all, you're lame. Like, you're literally 18 years old and you're picking on a fucking 14-year-old.
Are you not ashamed of yourself?
You're 4 years older than me. Like, you're a grandma. Go sit down and have your chamomile tea and watch an episode of Golden Girls. Like, why are you coming at me? They start like making fun of me. Like, they were like, oh, like her nose, ew, look at her nose, like, ew, what a whore. And then they would just like start like saying like horrible things to me, but nobody would ever like come up to me and say anything. Nobody ever came up to me and said anything to my face.
Yeah, oh, okay.
But they were saying it like in the background, like whore, like blah blah blah. And I'm just like, for what? You're acting like I home wrecked somebody's relationship. I'm talking to somebody, and just because his ex-girlfriend is one of your friends, like, you're mad? Like, y'all are all press. Like, your press is a panini. Go to Panera. I don't know what to tell you. And I had really, like, you guys, I had really bad anxiety when I was in high school because I was bullied really bad in 8th grade. And I had really bad anxiety, and like, I literally just wanted to cry. Like, I literally just wanted, if I was the girl I was now, holy crap,
Holy Spirit, activate.
that situation would have went a whole lot different. Now, like, nobody could talk to me sideways. Like, please try to talk to me sideways. Try now to tell me that my nose is fucked up. Like, try now. It's quiet, ain't no back talk. Wish I was the person that I am now back then. I needed these people for character development, so I'm happy, like, now, but like, I wish I was the person now that I was then, because none of them would have talked to me sideways. Like, oh god, okay, anyway, I get like mad because I'm like, Dakota, why didn't you stick up for yourself? Like, literally, I've never been in a fight before. And especially when I moved to this town, like, fights weren't a thing. I think I maybe only saw like 1 or 2 fights. But when I went to Worcester Middle School in Connecticut, there was fights in the hallway. Like, it was like just another Tuesday going to Target. Like, literally there was fights constantly. And like, I've never been in a fight. Like, first of all, like, my nails, like, way too expensive. I don't spend almost $100 on my nails to get them fucked up because some girl is pressed. Like, no. But like, this girl was literally so tiny I could have snapped her. Like, why didn't I just do that? But then I'm like, no, because violence is not the answer. And like, that's the type of person Brooke was. Like, she would never, oh wait, she did end up fighting. Who did I call my best friend in I fought my best friend, story time. What did I call her? Oh, I don't remember, but she ended up fighting her over Caesar. Cause, oh my God, like all my story times correlate. I swear to God. I know I say this in all my videos, but like a freaking a bullet point, light bulb goes off. Remember in my story time how I was saying like the reason why I fought my best friend was because, well, I didn't like fight her, but like because me and her weren't friends because she ended up dating Caesar after me, and I was just like, girl, like he literally, I almost had to get a restraining order. It wasn't because I still liked him. Go ahead, do what you want. I don't care, honestly. I'm not that type of person. Like, do what you want. We're broken up. But like, you're dating him after you know damn well I almost had to get a restraining order because he was harassing me, and like you're dating him, like that's fucked up. But this girl was so obsessed, like Brooke was so obsessed with Caesar, she would like literally try to fight anybody who even talked to him. Like it was crazy. I learned that after, but like, yeah, she ended up fighting that my best friend at the time in that video. Oh my God, you know what? I think that's gonna be the story. If you guys want the story about how Brooke ended up fighting my best friend because of Caesar, let me know, because that shit was funny. Just like harass me in the hallways, but it would only be when like she was with her friends. When she was with her friends, that's when she would say something, but she would never say nothing to me when she was by herself. Never. Remember, like I was walking in the hallway and she was walking behind me and she called someone's name. Like, let's just say her name is Amy. Amy was like an upperclassman. She was like, Amy. And she's like pointing and Amy's like, oh, is that her? And then Brooke's like, yeah. And then Amy's like, whore. Like, just like stupid stuff like that. But again, it's like, but you're not coming up to me though. Like you're yelling in the hallway and you're saying stuff behind my back, but like bitches want smoke until you bring it to their doorstep. Like what are you what are you doing about it though? Like are you gonna keep talking or like what's gonna happen? Like what are we doing? Because no. So I just ignored it. Honestly, in my head I was just like, these people are so beneath me, like I honestly like don't even care, and I literally just ignored the crap out of them. So anyway, long story short, she ended up getting like a bunch of people just to like say stuff to me, call me names, call me all types of names in the book, make fun of me, like just be like so rude to me. And then one of my friends who was no longer, was she in the school? Hold on, let me think. My freshman year. Yeah, she was, because he was a junior. So okay, yeah, so I had this one friend and her name was Becca, and that was her real name. I'm just gonna say it. I know she don't watch my shit. And she was in the same grade as the girls that were like literally trying to harass me just because of freaking Brooke, because I guess Brooke had like a brother or something and he was like graduated and they were like friends with him, so they felt the need to like protect her from what? I don't understand. I had one friend that was an upperclassman because my brother was my stepbrother was a junior and he was friends with all the seniors. So this one girl that was a senior ended up like going up to those girls and she was like, yo, leave her alone. Like she's off limits. I don't care what the situation is. Like you're not going to talk to her sideways ever again or you're going to have me to deal with. And then they left me alone after that. They ended up leaving me alone, but like Brooke like wouldn't stop. It was like a constant thing. And I think so that was January. And then I want to say that they got back together. So long story short, basically I really liked this book. Like I ended up falling for Caesar so freaking much. I liked him so much, but he was like horrible for me. Like he was just one of those like bad boys. Like he did not have a good reputation. Like my mom did not want me to be with him, but like back in the day when my mom didn't want me to do something, I did it like 10 times more because I was so defiant. But I was with him and he literally out of nowhere, you guys, out of nowhere, like, and let me tell you, like when this was all happening, he was texting me and he was like, oh my God, like I'm so sorry she's doing that, like do you want me to talk to her, like this is exactly why I don't want to be with her, she's so immature, X, Y, and Z. And then everything was going great. We were hanging out, we were going on dates, we were getting to know each other. I know you guys are gonna say, why didn't you break up with him if there was so much drama? Because I liked him and I felt like there wasn't a reason why I shouldn't be with him. Me and Brooke weren't friends. Like that's just how Brooke was if anybody dated anybody that she used to talk to. Like it was the weirdest thing ever. But if she dated someone that you used to talk to, like a couple years later, Brooke ended up dating Alicia Cassandra's ex-boyfriend that she was with for freaking years, that she was in love with, but no one said shit about that. No one said anything about that. It's just when it comes to me. Rules only applied when it came to me, but when it came to anybody else, nobody cared. Why? Anyway, so he's like literally calling me one day and he's like, I really like you, you're a great girl, I really like us together, but like I really just like miss Brooke. We have so much, like, oh my god, I'm realizing it's a round two. It's a round two from what happened with Matt. Literally to say what, but Caesar had enough respect to actually give me a conversation. Like, he was like, I just miss her, and like we have so much unfinished business, and I want to just, you know, date her and see what happens. We're gonna start over. So I was left brokenhearted again. Time goes on, they start dating, okay? They start dating again, and they end up officially being boyfriend and girlfriend. I back off. I was like, you know what? You left me for her. You know, now if I do get back with you, like, that is drama for me, because now it's like I, you know, saw what happened the first time's a mistake, second time's a choice. So I leave him alone. But Caesar would always hit me up when he was drunk and be like, I miss you so much. I don't even know why I'm with her. Can I come see you? Like, I wish we can get back together, but it's not that easy. Like, all the time. Like, he would just dog this girl out. I'd just be like, Caesar, like, go hang out with your girlfriend. Like, leave me alone. Like, I'm trying to watch The Hills and do my headband hairstyle like Lauren Conrad does, because it's a Friday night and I don't got no friends and I'm lonely. Leave me alone. Goodbye. For about like 5 months, everything's fine. Me and Brooke actually ended up being on the same cheerleading team. I was there first, but then our sophomore year, like that was our freshman year, we closed it out. Me and her ended up like being fine. We never like talked about anything, but like if she would see me, she would say, what's up? Like, as long as I didn't ever talk to Caesar again, like, she was fine with my existence. So we ended up being on the same cheerleading team, and like, I remember when we got on the same cheerleading team, I was like, one thing this girl is not going to do is going to make me feel uncomfortable, because girl, I was here first. I tried out my freshman year and I got accepted. You're in the game late. I've already been here. Like, I'm not the rookie, I'm the vet, you're the rookie, so you're not going to make me feel uncomfortable on my own motherfucking cheerleading team. So
Today, tomorrow,
Yes.
the next day,
Uh-huh.
and them days after that.
Period.
You probably had the right idea,
Right.
but the wrong bitch.
Hello.
I remember like I told myself, I was like starting to like come into myself a bit more, and I'm just like, nope, she's not gonna tell me shit. It so happens that I ended up being her base for a few stunts too. Everything was fine. We were good. Like, honestly, everything was good. Like, sophomore year, I really don't think we had that much drama. I think everything was, oh yeah, no, everything was pretty neutral. Junior year comes around. And junior year, oh my freaking god. Okay, let me just tell you. Junior year comes around and she ended up quitting the cheerleading team. So sophomore year, she was on it. Junior year, she ends up quitting. Everyone's gonna know who I'm talking about because I don't care. Anyway, she ends up quitting. This is all like good and fun. Like, it's supposed to be funny. Like, who cares? So she ends up quitting the cheerleading team. We're not on the same team anymore. And I see her around at like parties every now and then. I kind of end up like hanging out with a couple of her friends from like her friend group. But like, we weren't like, me and her were never like best friends. You know what I mean? Like, we were just like acquaintances. So I want to say that it was maybe like springtime my junior year, and I actually briefly talked about this in that story time of I fought my best friend, how like Caesar just started like harassing me out of nowhere. I think that he like was trying to do that thing where like a guy has two girls interested in him and he goes back and forth, but once I like panned out and moved away and just backed off, like he literally like wouldn't leave me alone. Like, would call me, would leave me nasty voicemails, would say I was a garbage bag, like just, you know, things that Pompton guys do, I guess. So basically I ended up almost getting a restraining order on him, and then after that I had like one of my brother's friends talk to him, and then he left me alone. So there was like literally one random day. This is how crazy Caesar was, okay? I went to the ice cream station. If you know what the ice cream station is, you freaking know. It's basically just a building with ice cream and bagels and like the best potato soup in the whole entire world. I remember on my lunch break, I used to go there and get me a freaking ice cream cupcake and a freaking potato soup, and mwah, oh my god, so freaking good. I miss it so much. So I was walking from the ice cream station, and this day I was by myself. I think I went to go get lunch with my friend, and then she went up to go meet with her friend. So I was walking, and I was walking past the pond hole where you park your cars. So I'm walking past the pond hole, and I see Brooke and I see Caesar, and they're fighting. They're like full on going at it. They're screaming at each other. They were just such a toxic couple, and everybody knew it. So like, I just left them alone. I just start going on my blue iPod Nano, and I start walking to school. And out of nowhere, I hear my name, and I'm like, what? And so I turn around and they're still fighting. So I'm like, maybe I don't know, like maybe I just heard like my name. Like, I don't know, like maybe one of my friends called it from across the street, whatever. I don't think anything of it. I just keep walking. At this point, I don't think I'm a topic of discussion in their relationship anymore because that shit literally happened a year ago. Point blank, period, the end. So, and I remind you, Caesar had already been graduated. He wasn't in our school anymore. They were just like walking together. I guess they got lunch together on it because we were allowed to leave for lunch. Next day comes around and I went to go get lunch at the freaking Cardinal Cafe. They had the most bomb bacon cheeseburgers in the whole entire world. And I'm walking up the steps and it's Brooke and she's with one of her friends and it's like a guy friend of hers, and this is the guy that ended up being the reason why I got so badly bullied in 8th grade. He's gonna get his own story time, but he says my name, or no, she says my name, like Brooke goes, Dakota, and I turn around and I'm like, yeah. And let me remind you, we didn't have no problems anymore, so I just was like, yeah. And I looked at her and her guy friend was next to her and he was like, why are you talking to Caesar again? And I'm like, first of all, Brooke, why couldn't you ask me that? Why'd you have to get your short little friend to ask me what's on your mind? Like, talk to me like a grown woman. He's like, why are you talking to Caesar again? And I was like, I'm not. And I said, you both are really freaking immature. And so I walked away and I went up the steps. And apparently, when I was walking past the ice cream station the day before, they were in a fight. They were like screaming at each other. And Caesar was like so crazy. He would just like make stuff up to make Brooke jealous. So I guess when I walked by, just because I happened to have been walking by at that very second, he's like, oh yeah, well, I was talking to Dakota the other day and we were going to hang out. We were making plans to hang out and I've been talking to Dakota. So he's like, I don't even care about you because at the end of the day, I could have somebody else if I wanted to. Like, he was trying to like make her jealous. So just because I happened to be walking by that very second, he used me as that like little like segue to like example to make her jealous. And that's why I heard my name when I was walking by them. So I heard this from one of her friends that was also like on my cheerleading team, and she was like, Dakota, honestly, like, don't even worry about it. Like, she's literally so stupid. Like, first of all, she shouldn't even be with Caesar. He dogs her out constantly. He treats her like crap. And she was like, second of all, like, I know you didn't do anything with him. I know you haven't been talking to him. Like, he literally probably just said that to make her jealous. Like, don't even pay attention to her. But I'm just like, dude, like, what if we were still on the same cheering team? Like, there would have been so much freaking drama at practice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? So that happens, and she like said like one like little comment to me like in like the hallway or something, but then she like stopped. I ended up texting her and being like, girl, like, I have not been talking to Caesar. I haven't done anything with him. I don't know what he's talking about. And she like was cursing me out. She's like, you're a fucking liar, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, you know what, girl, think what you want. I don't even care anymore. At that point, I had so much going on at home. I didn't even care anymore. I let her think what she wanted. So I want to say like a month passes by, and I forgot to tell you guys that when I was in, me and her were on the same cheerleading team our sophomore year. After the games, if we won a game, she would have a party at her house, and I was always invited because like I was on the team, and also me and her were cool again. Like, at this point we were like cool. We weren't friends, but like we were acquaintances. We were cool. So I would always go, and it was never a problem. So she hadn't had a party in like a really long time, and you know, now we're in her junior year, and that whole thing happened, but a month had passed, and to me personally, I just brushed it off. I was like, okay, like by now she probably realizes she was overreacting and that she was being stupid and like whatever. So one night I was with my friend, and we were hanging out, and it turns out that Brooke was having a party, and she was like, oh, do you guys want to go? And I was like, yeah, like, let's go. Like, I was like, just make sure, you know, she knows like everyone who's going and stuff. And my friend was like, oh yeah, don't worry, I'll tell her, like, we're all coming. So I was under the impression that my friend told her we were coming, so I thought it was okay to go. So, you know, we're getting all cute or whatever, getting ready, and we go to Brooke's house. I believe at the time we didn't have cars yet. We were on our way to eventually having cars, but we haven't like gotten our permit yet or anything. So her parents, my friend's parents, ended up dropping me, my friend, and one other girl off. And so we get to the door and they knock on it, and she opens it, and she looks at my friend, and she looks at my other friend, and she looks at me, and then she looks at the two girls, and she's like, I'm gonna kill you guys. I hate you guys. And then she just walks away. And I'm like, and even all my friends were looking, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, what just happened? So we end up walking up the steps, and I guess Brooke pulls them aside and she's like, I don't like Dakota. I don't know why she's here right now. You guys know that I don't like her, that we don't get along. And they're like, the 2 girls I was with were also on my cheerleading team. So they're like, girl, what are you talking about? Last year we were all in the same squad. We all used to always have like parties here. Like we used to all always come. Like, what do you mean you don't like her? Like, since when? And then she's like, oh, she's talking to Caesar behind my back. I just know it. He told me this. He told me that. And everybody knew at that point that like Caesar was not shit. Like everybody literally was like, why are you still with him? Like literally, like, break up with him. Break up with him. So literally, like, she just told them that she hated me and that she didn't know why I'm there. So I felt uncomfortable. So I was like, I'm not gonna stay where I'm not wanted. So like, I'm ready to go and you guys are ready to go. So my friend ended up calling her mom, was like, you just come back, we're just gonna come home. And she was like, yeah. And so we all ended up going home. And you wanna know what's messed up is, like, on the car right there, my friend was like, I don't know why she says that she hates you. She has no reason to hate you. Like, this is like really ridiculous. Like, I don't understand like why this is happening. Like, I'm so sorry. She was acting all sympathetic. And then when we got home, she was messaging one of our friends from the cheerleading team, but she was a senior, and I guess she had messaged us on Facebook and was like, oh, why did you guys leave? She literally had the nerve to say, because Brooke hates Dakota. Like, bitch, why are you spreading my business? Why couldn't you just say, because like we had to go? Like, why do you have, like, oh my freaking god, I can't, oh my god. But essentially, yeah, I ended up kind of like crashing her party, and I'm not mad about it. I don't regret a thing. And you would do it too for a check. No, I'm just kidding. But there was like one time over like junior year where she tried to pull something with me too, because again, she thought that I was like talking to him, and I really I wasn't. Like, I swear to God, I wasn't. Like, I already had like another boyfriend by then. Like, and I even told her that at one point. I'm like, I have a boyfriend. Like, why do you think I'm talking to yours? I don't care. Like, nobody wants Caesar. Because British should stab Caesar. But that was essentially a story time of how I crashed my bully's party. I guess you could freaking say that. I have so many more stories with all of these people. Like, I need to do the story time of how she fought my friend. I need to do a story time of how her little friend tried to make everybody hate me in 8th grade. I need to do a story time on just a lot. Like my cheerleading horror stories, my daycare horror. I have so many stories to freaking tell. It's not even funny. So if you guys would like to stay tuned for more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to hit 20K before the end of the year. Also, please follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to get to 10K, so that way when I post a story time, I can just do like the swipe up link, and that way you guys don't have to like go all the way to my bio and look at the video. You could just do it right then and there, and it would just be so much easier. If you guys like this video, don't forget to also give it a like and turn your post notifications on so you are always aware of when I post here on YouTube. Also, please follow me on my podcast, Elevate Entirely. New episodes go live every month. Also, while you're at it, add my social media. It's gonna be right here. I think I said that already. And we're gonna do today's post notification shout out. Post notification shout out goes to Arison Seller. She said, y'all remember the Jersey Shore episode when Snooki and JWoww wrote Sammy that note about Ron cheating? That's the vibe the Storytime gave me. I love it. That literally was so freaking funny because it literally reminded me of the note. Like, who wrote the note? You two.
And who wrote the note? You two.
So girl, thank you so much for commenting and giving me that laugh. Also, thank you so much just for supporting the channel in general. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.
It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in time.